friends, welcome back. I am Agam and you are in my channel Agam's Tech Tricks. So today's video is basically a VS Code customization video, and today I'll show you how to add Fluent UI in VS Code, which is basically the output will be like this, and we'll also have the blur effect in some parts and here like this. So like basically the normal apps of Windows have the Fluent UI, we can add that in VS Code also. So it basically modifies the main files of VS Code, and as it's mentioned also that it's a beta software, so it should be used at your own risks. So like this, and also this is optional, but like if you want a acrylic background in the full VS Code window, so there's this extension vibrancy continued. I'll show you this extension also today. So like you can add the acrylic effect and with the Fluent UI of VS Code. So let's start. First of all, you need to launch VS Code as administrator, because as it modifies the file, so without administrator you won't be able to do it. So just search for it or open however you want and run it as administrator, and then click yes. So this is our default dark theme of VS Code, and what we have to do is first of all install the Fluent UI extension. So for that, go to the extensions tab and search for Fluent UI. And here we can see this Fluent UI for VS Code, and then install it. After this, we have it installed, the one I showed you here also. I'll give you the link of both extensions in the video. So that's how, and you can just search for extensions also. You can open that page and click on install, and it will open VS Code directly. So here, after it's installed, make sure you are administrator and click on Ctrl+Shift+P, which basically opens the command panel. And here, click on Fluent UI enable so that it can enable it. It might take some time to enable as well, so you can just click on notifications or wait for some time. So here we have got the notification that Fluent UI is enabled, and after that click on restart Visual Studio Code. And here we have Fluent UI is now enabled and with some parts blurred. So we don't have the full blur yet, like I will now show you. This is how we have the full blur in the background, but we have only some part blur. So like this also looks good, and with the full blur also it looks good. So it all depends on you, whatever you want to. If you want to install the vibrancy continued extension, you can, else you can just skip it and be it like this, like whatever we have. Now if you want to have full blur here also and here etc., so you can continue this video, or else it's just finished if you wanted this much only. Now also one more thing, that here we see that your code installation appears to be corrupt. We can just ignore this because it heavily modifies the files, the extension, so VS Code will think that it's corrupt. So you can just click on don't show again, and here like this. Now comes if you want to have the blur here or in the editor or here extensions. So like this, what you have to do is click on the extensions. Again, make sure you're an administrator and search for vibrancy, the extension I showed you here. So just install it here also. After you have searched, open this vibrancy continued one and click on install. Again, make sure that you are an administrator, and here now we get the notification welcome to vibrancy, and make sure again administrator, just reminding, and then click on install vibrancy and then restart. Again restart. You can close this. So here we have the full background blur, with blur even in the code editor and the terminal as well. So like this. Now it's all upon you, like if you prefer the only the blur things which Fluent UI for VS Code extension did, or if you want a full blur in VS Code, but this is how we have. So here like if we open the extensions panel and source control etc., and we will have the blur everywhere. Like if you resize it also, it will just keep on refreshing, and this might take up your more system resources, like not much, but okay, it might. So here's like this, and if you want to edit the blur things of the modern vibrancy, then you can just click on settings, and then you can change the settings also here, like the vibrancy continued extension. So you can change the opacity or the theme with vibrancy. So these are the themes, like I'll go with default dark only. If you want to choose something else, you can choose that one. And the type of vibrancy, acrylic is for Windows, and all the other things are for macOS. So if you're on macOS, you can try these, and for me only acrylic, this is the option left because I'm on Windows. So like this is all about. And now comes the uninstallation part. Now this is the default, like with both of the extensions. So for uninstalling, I'll just go one by one. For uninstalling the vibrancy extension, okay, just first of all click on Control Shift and P, and then click on disable vibrancy. So just click on it, make sure you're administrator, and then restart Visual Studio Code. So here's the Fluent UI one only, and like we have disabled vibrancy, but the extension is not uninstalled yet. So you can just go here, click on vibrancy, like search for vibrancy, and open the vibrancy continued extension and uninstall it. Next is if you want to disable this Fluent UI also. So what you have to do is click on Control Shift P and just disable the Fluent UI and click on Restart Visual Studio Code. So we are on the default Visual Studio Code theme, the dark one, and you can choose whatever theme you want or just modify it however you like. So also some important things to note, that whenever you will get an VS Code update, so all the modern vibrancy and Fluent UI will be like it won't be applied. So what you have to do is click on Control Shift P, and to enable the vibrancy continued extension, what you have to do is just click on Reload Vibrancy, like click on Control Shift P, and this command panel will open, and search for Reload Vibrancy and click it. So this will just reload the vibrancy. And again, for enabling the Fluent UI extension, so what you have to do is just like click on Control Shift P and Fluent UI enable. So this will enable both the extensions. So like this. And now once you have uninstalled, you might want to uninstall the extensions as well. So Fluent UI and uninstall it. Also for installing and for uninstalling, make sure you're administrator, and once your work is done, you can just close as administrator and open it normally. So this was it. Let's uninstall that also. And just uninstall it. So I had shown you the output of the both extensions, only Fluent UI, and this was it. And I have also shown you uninstallation. So thanks for watching my video. Please like, comment and subscribe to my channel. Also make sure to join my Telegram channel, as I share their news, tips, tricks, etc. and a lot of stuff. Thank you.